Hi there, Michelle here. In today's video, I think you can kind of get the hint of maybe what I plan on doing today, and that is a few plant chores. I have this box of cuttings right over here that I've had for a couple weeks now, and I potted them up in coco peat with a little bit of perlite. And I do not know what I did, but when I watered them, a combination of the coco peat, a too small amount of perlite, watering them with my battery powered water sprayer, the combination of everything turned the substrate into basically kind of glue. So the cuttings are not really getting an opportunity to root like they should. So I'm going to take them out of the coco peat and perlite mixture, and then we're going to repot them. And what we're going to repot them in is this is a mix of tree fern fiber and perlite. And I think they're going to be a lot more comfortable in that substrate. At least I think they will be. In my experience, they will be. If you like today's video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. That lets the YouTube universe know that my channel is out there and lets other people know, hey, I'm out here. If you'd like to help support my channel even further, please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. I did reach not only 500 subscribers, but I passed 550 subscribers, and I'm really excited about that. If you'd like to add to the conversation of this video, please consider putting a comment in the comment section below. I do read and respond to all the comments, so I will get back to you. It may take me a day or two to respond. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with the video and see what we are looking at. I have a couple that are not doing too bad, and then I have some that are not doing good at all. This one I pulled out first because this is, as you can see, this is a dying, dead sigillatis cutting. But what I'm going to do is, this is my mix, and I'm going to save that because there was nothing wrong with that cutting. It just didn't take. So we're going to go ahead and take that. Okay, this is the substrate I'm talking about. See, look at that substrate. It looks like it congealed into a mud. This one does have a root sticking out that you can see, but for the most part, this mud, and look at it when I touch it, nothing bends. It is literally truly mud. So I'm going to get my Hoyas out of this and repot it into something that will allow the roots a little more room to move. And thankfully this is just popping right off. Thankfully, I'm really glad for that. I did bring a container of water to wash this off if I feel we need to, and I don't feel we need to. So this is a sigillatis Borneo that I got for a gift from my daughter. I do believe that this was a Christmas present from her. And look at those great roots. Those are some good roots. So what I'm going to do is, there are quite a few cups in here that are the outer cups. This is an inner cup. This has, if you can see it through the dirt, this has holes in it for the water to pass through. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of clean that off and keep that cup, this is my mix of tree fern fiber and perlite. Let you take a look at what it looks like out of the bag. It's a very airy mix. It does dry out fairly quickly, so I do have to be careful as to where I use this. If I would not use this, say, outside of a greenhouse cabinet, because it does dry out very quickly outside a humid environment. Let's get a little extra for the roots right at the top. Okay. So we got that, and let's go ahead and put a bottom cup. So now we have a repotted sigillatis Borneo, looking good, looking good. So now we have one. I'm gonna put it back in. You know what? Let's put this back. Let's put this. I have boxed myself in to this spot, and I'm gonna put all the finished ones over here. And the next one, this is a Hoya pulblicalyx pink silver ghost. That is a nice looking example of a pink silver ghost. And once again, the substrate mostly pulled away, and it looks like we are left with some excellent roots, if I might say so. Not fantastic roots, you know. I mean, it was kind of in some very restrictive substrate, I might say. But I do think the roots look good for what they have done. I mean, it's not too bad. Not too bad. I mean, what do you think? Not too bad for 3 weeks. So let's go and get some. You know, I talked a little bit about it, not last video, but the video before. You know, I had knee surgery. I had a total knee replacement, and boy, I had to have my family go ahead and fill in for me watering. And thankfully, because of the watering schedule I did, how I timed my watering schedules before the surgery, they actually only needed to water my plants once. Unfortunately, that meant that I needed to water the plants right away once I was back on my feet, and I didn't do that. So, you know, shame on me. I didn't get the plants watered, and unfortunately I got some definite ones that were dried out, and I have a couple of casualties, and I feel really bad about that. So this is the Hoya pulblicalyx pink silver ghost, and I need to do something about this vine. So I'm gonna cut this. Oh no, I did put those. No, I did. Oh my gosh, I'm actually prepared. I was gonna yell at my son to go grab this, and then I realized I already brought them. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So, you know, it's hard for me when I lose plants. And it's funny because You know, I've pretty much lost these plants, and I haven't even taken them out of the cabinet yet. I'm still hoping beyond hope that they're gonna revive. Oh, and that's not, I'm forgetting to put my azos in here with the roots to get them to root a little bit quicker. So I'm gonna put a little bit, I guess I'll have to just put a little bit on top and then root it in. Azos is kind of like, I'm forgetting. It's kind of like the other bacteria you put in. I'll think of it in a minute and put it on the bottom of the screen. But it's supposed to enable the roots. What it does is it adds extra oxygen to the roots so that the roots have more available oxygen to uptake, which is supposed to help the plant grow faster, it's supposed to help the roots grow faster. It's mainly used for cuttings, though you can technically use it for other plants. I do water with it sometimes. I can't say it helps anything. I can't say it hurts anything. I know a person I've traded and bought plants from. She uses it. She has incredible success growing Hoya roots and rooting fast. And this is like her secret weapon. I'm trying azos to see if it helps for me. I still got a lot of the bag left, so I still hold reserve. I reserve my judgment until the whole bag is up. So that's that one. The next one, oh, I gotta get a little clip for that. There we go. Little clip for the Hoya pulblicalyx pink silver. All right, let's get the next one. And the next one is the crassipetiolata Michele cross. This is, I'll have to put up on screen which seedling number this is, because I forgot which one it is. But this is a wonderful Hoya. I love what the Hoya looks like. Hold, please. This Hoya has root mealies. Well, it's a good thing I'm not reusing that mixture. So what I'm going to do is, this barely has any roots developed. So I'm going to ask my son to get the rubbing alcohol for me. I'm going to spray down this stem, and I'm going to I think it'll be fine. I think these roots will be fine. And then I'm going to throw away the cup. And I'm going to pot it in this cup because it has holes in it, whereas I don't have any more of these with holes in them. Okay, spray my hands, get rid rid of everything. Okay. So now let's go ahead and pot that up. I feel relatively confident I won't have problems with that. Plus, I'm going to be watering with a pest preventative that kills, will kill mealybugs. And this has been sprayed, this was sprayed, so it's okay to put this into the water, or into the pot. Sometimes weird words come out in my vocabulary. Okay. Okay, well, that's kind of... But anyway, back to my talk about my plants. You know, I do have, you know, some plants that unfortunately I'm going to have to say goodbye to. And that really bothers me a lot. I really hate to have to toss a plant. You know, I have, but first, here is so this is the crassipetiolata splash crossed with Michele. I'm not for sure which seedling number this is. I'll have to put that on the screen. But we got it in a new pot, and hopefully all the mealybugs are away. Let me wash. Okay, let's wipe away this space so we have no mealybug remnants. This is a plant we will repot at the end, a bonus. Okay, let's see. This is a flagellata. This is the only flagellata I have left. And it is already potted into my mix, and it is dry as heck, but doing well. So that will stay. And here is another sigillatis Borneo. I have more than sigillatis Borneo, I promise. I have all sorts of Hoya. These just happen to be what I'm grabbing. Okay, so we have roots that reached right up at the top, and those are the roots that grew. The ones right up at the very tip of the node. Look at that. Look at those roots right up at the top of the node. Okay. Okay, let's get this out. And looks good, looks good. So let's go ahead and fill. Okay, let's put some azos in here. quiet then. I turned inward and kind of was thinking inside my head a little bit. I kind of do that a lot. I apologize. That's just what I do. I tend to, I have a lot of thoughts. First off, there is the sigillatis Borneo. I have a lot of thoughts going along inside my brain, and sometimes I just get so caught up in them that I don't talk outwards and I don't talk to people, and I'll be in a crowd of people and I won't say a thing. And the funny thing is I think I'm talking because inside my voice is so loud. So, that's a funny thing. Okay, this is a caudata gold. So that will be a nice Hoya to get rooted. Oh, look at those roots. Those roots look pretty nice. Those roots look real nice. Here's the roots for the caudata. These got good looking roots to them. It's got a nice new growth tip, active growth tip. So let's get them in the new substrate. Don't want to dip. Let's use the scoop like civilized people. But anyway, I do that a lot. I don't know if anyone else is like me. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only person on earth that ever does these things. I have a lot of thoughts in my head all of the time, and they just kind of go on. I call them my trains of thought. They just are going all the time, just little snippets of songs and things I'm thinking about doing, and snippets of conversations I have with my family, and things I'm thinking about doing or things I think I need to work on. And there is the caudata gold, all trimmed up and in its new pot. Whoop, forgot to put it in a regular pot. And I think I forgot to do that for a few of these, so let me go ahead and do that. There we go. Make sure all these have holes in them. There we go. This one doesn't have any holes in it. This one has holes in it. I don't know where it came from. Oh, probably that sigillatis that was DOA. So, that sometimes, changes my communication style. This is a GPS 7240. Anyway, this one, that one, the only roots it has is at the very node, the very tip of the node. So that one is going to be kind of hard to get. I may have to use a pin or a strawberry fork, as I call them. That's how I grew up knowing them. I may have to get one of those to hold it down. I'm not for sure. So I've especially had a lot of thoughts going on in my head since my knee surgery. You know, like I said, I had a total knee replacement, replaced my right knee. I had been struggling with my right knee since I was about 8 years old. Had my first surgery on it when I was about 24, maybe a little younger. You know, been dealing with pain. I haven't been able to go up a flight of stairs in a while, and I have a flight of stairs in my home. So that's been a definite bummer. You know, I can climb a flight of stairs now. It's definitely a not as easy. Here is that GPS 7240 all in its little cup. But I'm at the point now in my recovery where I'm glad I got the surgery, but I still don't know if I see the progress yet. This is a callistophylla Indonesian. I lost the tag should still be in there somewhere, but it's an Indonesian variety. I got it from Lauren at Lauren's Leaves 777. She's on Palm Street in Instagram. And this has some pretty good roots. I'm impressed. Yeah, especially around the bottom. Some good roots. I have no complaints about this. Here, let's just give it a little. That's why I brought the water, was just so that they could get a little rinse if they needed it. So this is the roots on the callistophylla Indonesia. So this has got one root, one new leaf since I've got it. This little leaf. It's got a dark midrib underneath, which, you know, kind of goes the Aceh route, but it's Indonesia, not Aceh. So we can't make that distinction. But it's a beautiful little Hoya. I have a lot of caudatas. This is a smaller caudata. So this is a little smaller caudata, and I like it. It's real compact, real cute. Oh, there goes my towel. So, that's, but I'm at the point in my knee replacement now where I'm still dealing with pain, but I'm getting to the point now where I'm seeing the end of the tunnel. I'm about 6 weeks along. My pain is starting to diminish. I'm still getting a lot of pain, and you know, I'm nervous as to why, but you know, I've been reassured. I have the best physical therapists ever, and they always reassure me that I'm doing good, I'm doing fine. And there's my callistophylla Indonesia with its cute ribs, midribs on the back. Oh, and its little catch cup. And I think that is a good distinction when you get to that place where you can say, okay, I see an end in sight. This is the Lacunosa Laos. Just a little cutting. It looks like it's got 2 new leaves on top. They are slightly splashy. I'm sure as they grow a little larger, they'll hopefully become a little more splashy. This is very puck-like. This is what I was afraid of. Yep, no, oh, there's one root. It broke. And one hair. Okay, there is 1 root, 2 roots, 3 roots, all from the bottom node, and then some really long aerial roots. So this is what we got to work with. So we're gonna make it work. But yeah, my physical therapists are really the best. They work with me a lot of stretching. They put me through a lot of range of motion things, a lot of stretching, a lot of movement, a lot of deep tissue, and I hate deep tissue. God, I hate deep tissue. But when it's for recovery, I love it. Give me more deep tissue. Can't take enough of it. I'm being sarcastic. But I do it because I want to heal. Sorry about that. My camera shut off because battery went dead. So we're just finishing up on the Lacunosa Laos. Just popping it in here with its little outside cup. So here we go. Here's the Lacunosa Laos. This is a fun one right here. This is the AH Black Magic. And as you sun stress this will sun stress black, and I mean black. So let's see. Oh boy, we ain't got much here. Well, that's all we got for roots. This was not an aggressive rooter by any stretch of the imagination. So we're definitely going to have to put some of that azos in there and hope for the best. The Black Magic seems to be getting fetching quite a price. So I'll be interested to see what this fetches. But I'm glad I am back on my feet. I'm at the point in my recovery where I'm driving again. That feels good. I don't have to wait for somebody to come home and take me to a place. I can just drive. Now I just need a car. Wait for my husband to come home or my son to come home. Get a car. Okay, so now we got the AH Black Magic in its new soil substrate. That one likes to spin around a lot. There's a few in there that already are in soil that I want to keep them in, so I'm just trying to go through those and get the ones that are just in this horrible soil. So this is another sigillatis Borneo. I know I said no more sigillatis Borneo, but apparently there's just one more. So we'll get this undone. Seems that these did well in this substrate, so maybe they didn't even need to be taken out. I mean, geez, look at their roots. Those are good roots. I mean, as compared to the rest of the Hoya in here. I mean, those could probably go for sale already. They look good. So, you know, my knee, I don't remember. I'll have to go back and take a look. I don't remember how much I really talked about the process of recovery from my knee surgery. But I'll go ahead and fill you in on what happened. I was going along doing fine, doing my physical therapy, getting, just doing good, stretching, getting the flexion, the straight out that I needed to get to, getting the bend to where I needed to get to. And the only thing that was wrong was I started to get this intense itching and a rash on my leg. And I brought it up to my physical therapist, and the physical therapist said, well, when do you have here's my sigillatis from Borneo. He said, when do you have your appointment next? And I said, well, in a couple of days. He said, well, make sure you ask them about that. And this was a pink silver ghost, but it is a ghost now because it met its maker. So let's go ahead and recycle what we can. So I started having this rash, and they told me, well, you should probably go ahead and go see your surgeon. And the surgeon's like, oh no, it's probably just a reaction. Don't worry about it. And I was like, okay. And then it just kept getting worse and worse and worse, and I started getting these blisters. And I guess I should show you, when they do a knee replacement nowadays, they don't, well, at least my surgeon, they don't do staples. They do stitches inside the surgery area. So there's no stitches on the outside. They dissolve all on their own. And then they put a special mesh and adhesive. It's like super glue. And then they take that off like 2 weeks after your surgery. This is another lacunosa Laos, a little longer this time. And, oh, that had, oh, this was put in the dirt, and so the only roots it grew were roots in the first node where there are leaves. So that's interesting. So I had, and that was on a physical therapy day, and little did I know I wouldn't be back to see the physical therapist for like 2 weeks, and you're supposed to go twice a week. So I didn't see him for like 2 whole weeks. So I went to the office, and they, well, first I went to the thing, and they took off the mesh, and they took off the super glue. They used a solution, and they took it off. And they said, don't worry about it. It'll get better. And call us if anything goes wrong. Well, everything went wrong, because after that, I started developing, I got a rash on my entire leg, and I mean my entire leg from ankle to hip. I had a rash. And it was itchy as hell. I mean, it was itchy. I mean, I was looking for things to use that were stronger than my fingernails to scrape along my leg, because that's how itchy it was. And of course, it just grew worse and worse and worse. And then I started getting a big redness around my knee and around my incision. And I went to the ER because I was concerned and because I was in a lot of pain. And so they said, they kept me in the ER. I was in the ER I was in the ER for 6 hours, and then they sent me home. And then I went back a day later, and then that ER visit, I was there 14 hours. And there is the lacunosa, Laos. I was in there, like I said, 14 hours, and they were telling me that I had an infection in my knee. I was going to need knee surgery to clean out and irrigate the wound. I was going to need a temporary knee until they could pump me full of IV antibiotics for 6 weeks. And then here's a GPS 7240. And then in 6 weeks, once I got due with the antibiotics, they would have another knee replacement surgery where I would be given a brand new knee replacement. And so I would have 2 more surgeries in the next 6 weeks. And I was thinking back to the third night I was home. And it's either the second or third night. I think it was the third night. And I wrote in my journal, all I wrote was pain was 9. Couldn't believe it. That's all I wrote in the journal. Couldn't believe it. Because it was so, knee pain for me is burning, gnawing, aching. It's not like a headache pain, which can be gnawing, but most of the time it's stabbing, and more than burning. So I forgot what I was talking about. So, I was, but they said, you can go home and see your doctor and then come back to the hospital, because they were saying I couldn't stay at that hospital. I was going to have to be transferred for the surgery and for the infectious disease doctor and for all the doctors I was going to need to see. I was going to have to be transferred. So they said, well, you can go home and see your surgeon in 2 days. And then once you're ready, the surgeon gives you the go ahead and come back to our hospital, the other hospital, and we'll admit you, and then we'll start everything. And I went to see my doctor. My surgeon's like, no, that is topical dermatitis you are having. The worst case, I will say, the worst case of atopic dermatitis or topical dermatitis I have ever seen for a suture closing. And so I'm sitting there. The worst thing almost, was they gave me an antibiotic in the ER. No, well, let's see. My doctor gave me an antibiotic, and then the ER gave me an antibiotic. And one of those two antibiotics, I don't know which because I was taking them at the same time within a day apart. One of those I am allergic to, and my whole face swole up. And when I mean swole up, I mean my eyes swole almost completely shut. And when my surgeon saw that, he's like, ooh, yeah, no more antibiotics. We're not doing the antibiotics. They were not really necessary anyway. You don't really have any infection. Let's not do the antibiotics anymore because, we don't want your throat to close and then you can't breathe. And then we have a true emergency on hand. So here is the GPS 7240, all trellised up and beautiful. So, thankfully, this is not a transfer to another substrate. This is a Hoya I have that I root rotted, and so I need to take aggressive measures for it. But when I saw the doctor, oh, it's got root mealies. When I saw the doctor, he put a special iodine-based antibiotic pack on my leg and wrapped it up and said, "Don't touch it for 3 days, and then take it off and see how your leg's doing." And so I did. I left it alone and I took it off after 3 days, and the leg looked so much better. It was, oh my gosh, it looked so good. I mean, the scabs were all gone. I still had a lot of, I still had scabs, I should say, but like the worst of them were gone. Oh my God, you should see this. This whole water, I'm rinsing this off and all the root mealies are coming off, but the substrate is staying and all the root mealies are floating in this water. It is so completely gross. This looks like this feels like this is in tree fern fiber. And because I'm a little hesitant to put it in more tree fern fiber. I'm hoping that just rinsing off the roots and rinsing off all the root mealies is going to be enough for her. Because the roots feel good. The roots feel good. They feel strong. So I'm hoping that getting these root mealies off of this plant is going to save it. Because I really think that the root mealies were this plant's problem. I'm going to have to either not use the water anymore after this or drain the water.
Oh, dandelion, the strength that you've shown, stronger each year. Look how we hold on through the toughest of times.
Still got some root mealies in there, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to spray this with rubbing alcohol. But the roots are solid. They're not pulling away. They're good roots. So the only reason I think this I mean, look how dehydrated this is. This is, oh my God, stage dehydration. Getting rid of that. I think I'm gonna put this in a 2-inch cup. Where are my 2-inch cups? Okay, now I'm gonna spray the holy living crap out of these roots and let them dry out. Let's hope that going from substrate to substrate doesn't, or from tree fern fiber to tree fern fiber isn't a bad choice, because it was in tree fern fiber and I didn't really like it. So I don't want to put it in my other mix, my chunky mix, because it's too chunky, and I think that it will probably be too chunky for it, and it will probably die of thirst. So I'm hoping that this tree fern fiber concentration will be what it wants. After that third day, when I took that pack off and saw that my leg looked so much better, you know, I kind of knew that I was getting over the worst of it, and that has been the truth. How much I need to bend and straighten my leg is right on target. So I'm happy about that. Look like I forgot to give this one a trellis, so let's give that one a trellis real fast. You know, how much I bend and straighten my leg is right on target, so I'm happy about that. But the only thing I'm left to kind of worry about is, you know, just is my pain level. They say that the number one indicator that you have a joint infection is pain, increasing pain. And my pain is definitely up there. I'm having more pain right now than I have in the past few weeks. And my physical therapist tells me it's normal, but I worry. You know, but I'm a worrier. So, you know, that doesn't have to always be a negative guarantee, you know, because I do worry regularly about things. So I'm just, you know, I'm working hard on my physical therapy, and my physical therapist tells me that that's probably why I feel so much pain, is because I am working so hard at physical therapy, because I'm trying to, you know, meet my goals and push to get healthy, and back to normal and meet my goals. You know, he says that, you know, not that many people actually meet the physical therapy goals for knee replacements. So, you know, I don't feel special, but I just wish that, you know, they could give you they could grade you. And you know, look inside your body and tell you how you're healing and give you a grade. So this is my very sad sangguensis. I'm hoping to bring it back. It looks very sad right now. I'm hoping that with some tender loving care, it will come around again. Because I really love that plant, and it did not look that bad for most of its life. I'm taking a look at my lacunosa tricolor Bruno. It unfortunately got some root rot, got really dried out, and it's trying to rehydrate, and I mean trying to. Its leaves are paper thin. It's trying to regrow. I am trying to get it to regrow, but the leaves are so paper thin. It's scary. I don't know if they're going to be able to come back. So someone suggested putting it in the prop box as is whole and see if that extra humidity doesn't help it out. Okay, and then the last one is this engleriana. This is a species engleriana, and this is in chunky substrate, and I'm going to take a look at it. This one has rotted. This one has roots, I'm happy to say, but I'm going to put it in the substrate that I've been working in today, because I think that this chunky mix is too much for it. Okay, so this one's rotted. Let's see, rotted to where? Right here? Oh no, it's rotted up more. Okay, so we got that. Oh, stay there. That's good. And this one actually has a growth on it. Okay, so we're gonna save this substrate, right? No, we're not. Looks like it might have some root mealies in it. We're just gonna scrap everything today. Okay, so engleriana. Okay, so let's get this. Let's spray it with rubbing alcohol. Okay, let's get our mix. Jesus. Okay. Oh. Okay, let's and park these in here. Get that one in there gently.
Whispers of the breeze, secrets unfold. It's you that I need, it's you that I want. When the world gets cold, it's you and me. When the sun comes back, you'll see.
There we go. All right. So now we got the species infinity engleriana. And that one's pretty long. Got a nice long piece on that. So this is the engleriana. This was in a chunky substrate that I used for everything, but unfortunately it was getting really dehydrated and wasn't rooting, so I got it out of there. So this is going over here with the rest of the tree fern fiber and perlite. And the only two plants I have left is this cutting of a nervosa, which already has roots coming in, so it's fine in its thick substrate. And then we have this Tequila Sunrise that is developing a peduncle in its rooting time. It has great roots, as you can see there in the pot. So we don't need to disturb that or anything. So that is staying. So that is everything for today. Oh, no, it's not. We have our versteegii. This came to me today, and it came to me from morass plants. Morass plants. That's on Instagram and on Palm Street. And look at these roots this plant came with, this versteegii. Can you believe those roots that it came with? Holy cow, those are gorgeous roots. So I am excited. I'm gonna pot this up in one of these lowly little, whoops. In one of these lowly little 2-inch pots with a little, and this likes water, so I am going to pot it in tree fern fiber and perlite because it likes to stay damp, and I know that the other substrate is going to be a lot drier. Okay, and let's give a little of that. And let's fill her up. There we go. It's part of the way. Looks good. I've been wanting a versteegii ever since I unfortunately killed mine, and I learned the lesson. I had it in a chunky mixture and it dried out and the leaves never came back. I learned a lesson. This is a very drought intolerant plant. You cannot let this get too dry. It will not bounce back if it gets too dry. So there we go. And let's prop up this so we can prop up the stem. And then we shall clean up, and that will be the end of the video for today. Got a lot done today, I would say. Wouldn't you say so? I would say so. There is my versteegii. Beautiful plant, beautiful, beautiful plant. Healthy roots. Came for me in excellent shape. I love it, I love it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna clean all this stuff up, and then we'll be done for the day. So I'm gonna cut this for right now. So that is a day for us. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at my my propagations with me and taking them out of the really horrible soil and putting them in the neat soil, and listening to me talk about some personal things. Hopefully you didn't mind listening to me talk a little bit about myself. Let me know in the comments section. Let me know what you thought about this kind of video. It was something new, me talking a little bit about myself. But let me know what you think about the Hoyas also. Thank you so much. I know that you could be doing a lot with this time. I know you have a lot of things that you could do. So I really appreciate that you spent the time with me today. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.
In a world of green, just like a tree.